A thud. One moment a goat is trotting along, next it's on the ground, legs stuck straight out like a plush toy. No, it didn't just drop dead of fright. Believe it or not, some goats collapse when startled. A bizarre sight that has left millions scratching their heads and laughing in equal measure. What kind of survival strategy is face-planting in fear? We're about to find out. Greetings, seekers of the strange. Welcome to Beyond Bizarre. I'm your host, taking you past normal, beyond weird, into the absolutely mind-blowing. Today, we're unraveling the mystery of the so-called fainting goats. Those viral farmyard celebrities that stiffen up and tip over as if someone hit their off switch. Stick around, because the truth behind this odd behavior is even more fascinating than the meme-worthy spectacle. Why on earth do some goats collapse in fright? Goats are usually pretty tough and sure-footed, so it's shocking to see one suddenly freeze and keel over when surprised. If you've seen videos of a herd of goats toppling like dominoes after a loud noise, you know how unbelievable it looks. They lie on the ground, wide-eyed and rigid, for a few seconds before scrambling back up as if nothing happened. It's equal parts hilarious and perplexing, almost like a slapstick comedy Mother Nature wrote. Why would any animal respond to danger by playing dead in the most literal way? Is this an epic evolutionary prank, a defense mechanism, or just a genetic whoopsie-daisy? Let's dive in and find out. Meet the fainting goat, also known as the myotonic goat, or more colorfully, the Tennessee stiff-leg goat. When these goats get startled, something incredible happens. Their muscles all contract and refuse to relax for a few moments, causing the goat to tense up like a statue and often tip over. A loud bang, a sudden movement, and poof, the goat's legs lock straight. It might fall on its side, totally stiff, fully conscious but unable to move. About 5 to 10 seconds later, the spell breaks, and the goat jumps back on its feet, none the worse for wear. Despite appearances, these goats aren't actually fainting or in pain. They don't lose consciousness at all. So what's really going on inside their bodies during this awkward tumble? It turns out our fainting friends are hiding a genetic quirk. Fainting goats have a hereditary condition called myotonia congenita. In simple terms, they've got a glitch in their muscle fibers that prevents them from relaxing normally after a sudden contraction. Most animals get a rush of chemicals like adrenaline when frightened. Muscles prep to fight or flee. But in these goats, a mutation blocks the usual chemical signals, so the muscles can't flee. They freeze up instead. Imagine if every time you jumped at a surprise, your leg muscles locked solid. You'd probably faceplant, too. The root cause is incredibly tiny, a single change in the goat's DNA that affects an ion channel in muscle cells. Specifically, one amino acid in a muscle chloride channel is replaced by another, mucking up the ion flow that lets muscles relax. That little DNA typo is enough to turn a normal goat into a fainting goat. Talk about a small glitch with a big effect. The result is that when the goat's startled, its muscles fire normally, but then can't quickly reset. Kind of like a switch that gets stuck in the on position. After a few seconds, the muscles finally chill out, and the goat can move again. Crucially, the goat is awake the whole time, and probably as confused as we are about why its legs aren't working. Now, you might be wondering, how could a trait like this ever survive in nature? On the surface, keeling over at the sight of danger seems like a terrible survival strategy. In the wild, a predator wouldn't exactly wait kindly for you to recover from your trust fall. The truth is, fainting goats exist today largely thanks to humans. The condition is caused by a recessive gene, meaning it can persist hidden in a population, and it first came to prominence in a handful of goats in the 1880s in Tennessee. Over time, scientists grew just as interested in fainting goats as YouTube viewers were. Researchers realized that these goats could offer clues about human muscle disorders. In fact, the same genetic defect causes a form of myotonia in people called Thomson's disease, though human sufferers don't usually fall over in fear. By studying fainting goats, scientists gained a better understanding of how muscle cells use chloride ions to contract and relax. The goat's mutation was pinpointed in 1996, after similar genes were studied in mice and humans. Today, these goats are even helping in medical research exploring gene therapy to fix muscle stiffness conditions. Not bad for a barnyard oddity that used to be dismissed as a mere curiosity. Now for the ultimate twist. All this commotion, the falling, the frozen muscles, the farm lore, comes down to one tiny DNA blip in the goat's genetic code. Just one amino acid out of place, and you get a goat that faceplants on cue. It's mind-boggling that such a minor mutation can create such a spectacular effect. Mother Nature, it seems, has a sense of humor. A single genetic letter slipped, and suddenly there's a goat that turns into a furry plank when startled. Before we wrap up, let's look at a few other creatures with bizarre defense strategies. Possums are the drama queens of the woods. When threatened, an opossum will literally pass out and play dead. It involuntarily goes into a coma-like state called thanatosis, even drooling and secreting a foul odor to convince predators it's truly expired. Oscar-worthy performance, and it doesn't even know it's doing it. Texas horned lizards take a more gruesome approach. They can shoot blood from their eyes as a last-ditch shock tactic. Yes, this little lizard will squirt blood up to 5 feet, freak out its attacker, and make a quick getaway. Talk about eye-popping defense. And some ants don't mess around. Certain Southeast Asian ant species will explode themselves when their colony is threatened. They literally burst, releasing sticky, toxic goo to trap or deter the intruder. It's the ultimate kamikaze move. Go out with a bang to save your family. So there you have it. The mystery of why some goats collapse when frightened comes down to a 1 in a million genetic quirk. It's a spectacular reminder that even the most ordinary farm animals can hide extraordinary secrets. Who could have guessed a stiff-legged goat would teach us about muscle biology and give us a comedy show on the side? If nothing else, it makes us appreciate that the line between normal and bizarre in the animal kingdom is often just one gene apart. And that's another journey, beyond bizarre. If your mind is officially blown, smash that subscribe button because we're just getting started. Until next time, keep pushing beyond the ordinary.